but I can guarantee that some of those little girls got a crush on you.
I didn't even think of that. That's a fact right there.
So for a couple of them, you on the menu. You might not realize it, but they notice when you change your watch, when you switch your hair up, when you wear your earrings versus
On the menu is kind of crazy though. Chill out.
when you don't.
Joyce Peach welcome to Coffee Pot. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
The question today for everybody, we need to know, your opinion matters. Inappropriate or not inappropriate? That's the question. We have a male teacher here who posted a video of students in his class. The majority of them looks like are young ladies in a class. These aren't adults, but they're girls helping him undo his hair. It's a black man, and there's a conversation around whether this is appropriate or not. I'll give my take here at the very end. More curious to know what you guys think. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we? Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out. There was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate and other people saying this was completely fine. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing, and people were just making it weird. So, of course, I had to bring this issue to the big stage.
I don't mean any harm, so I want to do the best that I can to approach this gently and respectfully. The creator has welcomed commentary, so I hope this message reaches him and he's in a space to receive some different feedback. But this is extremely inappropriate. It is inappropriate for a grown adult male teacher to get the help of his underage female students to help take out his hair. In addition to this being inappropriate, it's also extremely unprofessional. You were on the clock in a classroom, on live, with the name of your school on full display on your shirt, surrounded by a group of your students taking out your hair. There's a time and a place for everything. That's not the time. It's not the place.
I do want to address that. I know I said I was going to give my opinion at the very end. I do want to say, I'm curious why he wanted to go live while they were doing it. What's up with that? What's up with, wanting to get on social media?
As a black male teacher, you're needed, you're important, you're valuable. On a day-to-day basis, you should be demonstrating what it looks like to be a professional in a work setting. And to be on the clock, taking out your braids, it just ain't that. You are the teacher, they're your students. Y'all need better boundaries. And because you're the adult in that situation, you need to do a better job of upholding those boundaries. In your comment section, someone said, oh, this just looks like a big brother, little sister relationship. And the original creator said, oh, and I have little sisters, but those girls are not your little sisters. Someone said, oh, this is what families do. Families help one another. Y'all aren't family. I can respect the fact that maybe in your classroom you've cultivated an environment where the children feel safe, where they feel seen and heard. The environment is conducive for learning, and maybe y'all feel like family, but y'all aren't actually family. In your voiceover, you refer to those kids as, oh, it's like 100 of my little best friends. Y'all aren't besties. Y'all aren't peers. And it's important that certain boundaries be maintained and stay intact. I have some coworkers that I'm cool with, and they're just that. They're coworkers. I don't care how close we might be in the workplace. There's certain boundaries that need to stay intact.
What do you guys think so far? This is your time to write your opinions down below. Maybe you're looking at this and you're saying, I honestly don't see anything wrong with it. Maybe you also did this. If you had a male teacher with braided hair or dreads, you helped them twist or whatever it may be. Comment down below. I'm curious. I will say this. In a current cultural environment, I mean the whole culture here, not just the black community, but we're going to focus on the black community here because I think that's also a big part of this. Because this is something that, okay, for example, my wife has dreads. And it seems like almost like a custom or tradition for her to get with her sisters, and they'll retwist each other's braids, etc. And in this case, it looks like they were undoing his hair, and it's a little bit different. Either way, it helps to have a helping hand, but you are a professional in school. And in a current cultural climate where We keep on seeing these headlines of these teachers getting caught up with students. Why would you want to even leave any room for somebody to feel uncomfortable? For example, if I was a father watching this and I saw my daughter doing this, I would be uncomfortable with this. Personally, I would be. Why would you even want to leave room for another man to feel that way or for anybody else to look and disagree? I'm thinking if you're a man in school and you're around a lot of young ladies, you want to show them what it's like to have those type of boundaries, right? I think we live in this world, man, where people want to be able to do whatever they want without the consequences of their decisions. So people say things like, I should be able to dress however I want, show as much skin as possible. And I'm talking about adult women here. And they'll complain and say, guys shouldn't look at me when I'm out there dressed like that. Okay, sure. Men who have a lot of self-control are not going to stare you down. But there are a lot of men out there who are going to look because they may like what they see. And they're not wrong for looking, by the way. Right? There's no law that says you cannot look at a woman, but they would love for there to be a law. And this is, again, what I'm trying to say is people want to do things like, oh yeah, I should be able to set up these really strict expectations, but have very loose rules around how people conduct themselves. Children should be able to speak up, yell. You shouldn't address adults as sir and ma'am, call them by the first name. But next thing we see, kids are getting up and slapping teachers and beating teachers up because they have no respect for them. I think this is all tied in together. This idea of children being friends and we're all just hanging out and you're not underneath me when it comes to authority. Your voice matters. It does, but you are a child. And as a child and in a professional setting, we're not going to treat this like we're friends, right? We're not going to treat this like you are my family. If it's family, it'll be a little bit different. Anyways, I said a lot there. I'm more curious to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Let's keep listening.
In your comment section, someone said, oh, this is very intimate. And there was some pushback. Other people were like, well, what's intimate about it? Inviting someone into your personal space and allowing them to touch you is intimate. Allowing these students to come into your personal space and help to take out your hair is intimate. And I want to be careful here because I don't think you mean any harm. I don't think that you're doing anything like intentionally inappropriate. I don't think that you're looking at your students any type of way, but I can guarantee that some of those little girls got a crush on you. I can guarantee some of them are looking at you inappropriately. They're like what, 13, 14,
I didn't even think of that. That's a fact right there.
15. They're vulnerable. Their minds aren't fully developed.
Right.
And even at that age, they have men that are 2 and 3 times their age trying to holler at them.
Listen, I remember, because I was in boarding school for about 4 years. I remember the school I attended in high school. It was co-ed, but I remember my classmates, I was like 14 years old, teenagers, and you'd hear them say things about teachers who were a lot older, but they definitely had crushes on those teachers. You guys know this. It's the way young girls are. Oh, what's his name's cute, and this person's cute. There's always like a teacher who they would talk about. And some of the guys would make the same comments about female teachers. This is a real thing. And so she definitely has a point there that their brains aren't developed enough to really see how inappropriate that situation is and to understand that there's a lot that could go left in that type of a situation. Let's keep listening.
So for a couple of them, you on the menu. You might not realize it, but they notice when you change your watch, when you switch your hair up, when you wear your earrings versus
On the menu is kind of crazy though. Chill out.
when you don't. They notice your tattoos and everything about you. So it's important that you monitor and govern and police your own behavior and your conduct and be aware of how you're showing up in that space and how some of those young girls are perceiving you. You don't want to have anybody questioning your conduct or how you're
Right.
moving. There's just certain pitfalls that you can avoid if you avoid this behavior
Mm-hmm.
altogether. You
Mm-hmm.
want to bond and have a close-knit relationship with them, I can respect that.
Right.
Learn some TikTok dances, get some special handshakes. But these girls helping to take out your hair, that ain't it. I asked a couple of my homies who have daughters what they thought about it, and they said it's a hell no.
Right. Guys, I didn't watch this the whole way through, so that last one there asking the fathers is everything I was thinking about. Like, what would the father say? All right, guys, so let's check out some of these comments. You may be surprised to find out that there are people who flat out disagreed and thought this was completely appropriate. Like this comment that says, y'all have dirty minds. He did nothing wrong. It's hair. Bye. Is it lack of maturity? Is it lack of understanding how small decisions can compound into heavy consequences? Start small. Start small. It starts with, oh, braid my hair. And guys, I'm not talking about this from a dirty mind perspective. No, I'm talking about it starts small with braid my hair. Next thing you know, now you're getting cursed out because you've set that friendly vibe and she doesn't view you as an authority figure who has strong and hard boundaries. Here's another woman who says, as a young teacher, it's some things I just don't allow because you don't want boundaries crossed. Here's another person who says, I saw a female teacher that does this with her kids and does their hair as well. No one is hating on her, this commenter says. And so, is it different when it comes to a woman? Absolutely. Don't get it twisted. This world that men want to live in, and they want to buy into this idea that, oh, you can do everything a woman. Bruh. No. Protect yourself. Here's somebody else who says it feels too intimate of a thing. Another comment here says, for real, though, it's just weird. He's setting himself up for failure by lack of boundaries. Very true. Here's somebody else who says, all the male teachers I know don't even play like that. Another person who says, the crushing on the teacher part is so real. Somebody else here added, I agree. It just crossed a boundary. Here's another comment that says, why does it have to be this deep? This chick seems a lot younger. And of course she's going to ask, why does it have to be this deep? Goes on to say, I'd love to be able to have this type of relationship with my teacher. No. Another comment who says, I agree. I think it's adults' job to teach children how to engage with adults. Somebody else here added, well said. Don't want to leave room for anything to be misconstrued. She responded back, this is a content creator, and I'll include her in the pinned comment above. She says, bingo. So there it is, guys. And of course, I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Till next time, man. I'm out. Peace.